Hello, hi. It's Friday. Marsha Grace here, your Calm Creativity Connector. And we are continuing our discussion of patience because it's one of the best tools in our psychological, spiritual, holistic toolkit to keep us stress-free, or as much stress-free as possible. No one could be totally stress-free. I don't think we'd even want to be totally stress-free. Sometimes a little stress kind of motivates, right? Just a little, right? So, all right, but today I have 6 practical ways to increase your patience ability, what I'm calling, right? So let's get to it. The first one, and you may not realize the connection here, but we are a body-brain continuum, right? And so what goes on in the mind affects the body and vice versa. So the first thing that I want to mention is that serotonin, the hormone or whatever it is, substance that our bodies secrete, is a very important bodily chemical to increase our patient's ability, believe it or not. And so we want to increase those levels in our brain. And so the way that you do that naturally, without taking any drugs, is get some sun. Get out there and get in the sun, and preferably not in the middle of the hottest part of the day like today, because it's awfully hot here on Long Island. But definitely sunlight is a really helpful way to increase your serotonin, as well as eating my 3 favorite things, or 3 of my, I mean, I like a lot of things, but my 3 of my favorite things, which is cheese, eggs, and pineapple. So you could probably mix those up and have a delicious omelet or something. I don't know. But anyway, so those 3 things will help. And that's got to be true, because I really do eat a lot of pineapple. I love pineapple and eggs and cheese, favorite thing. And yeah, and I'm really amazingly patient, pretty much so, except with my special ones, of course. But yeah, so there's that. Okay, so let's talk about number 2, way to get our patience ability, pumped up. And that's a fun thing to do if you have any kids around, especially, is to play puzzles and games. Especially if you happen to have a 2,000-piece jigsaw puzzle. Yeah, that'll teach you patience, right? I did one years ago with one of my grandsons, and I don't think it was a 2,000 piece because he was younger, but whatever it was, I remember when we finished it, we flipped it over, and my son put the glue on the back, and we framed it, and we put it on his wall. And it's a great memento that he has of that time that we did that together as well. So you got 2 wonderful experiences that come out of that. Okay, plus you're building your patience up, so excellent, right? All right, number 3. I think over the last couple of weeks I've been talking about how we lose our patience when we're driving in traffic, or when you're standing online somewhere at the DMV, or I don't know if we're doing that much these days, but you might be. Things are opening up a little bit, or they're opening up before they close down again. I don't know, whatever's going on, but anyhow, so so yeah, so while you're standing in this place where you can't really do anything, and you're kind of captive to the situation, whether it's in the middle of traffic, on the way to work, on the bus, wherever you are, listen to something in your earbuds, stick them in your ear and listen to a podcast or an audio book about something that really, really you're passionate about, and you'll just love it. I mean, you'll be looking forward to the time that you're going to be standing online somewhere, or when you're driving in the car. I know when I drive in the car, that's all I do is listen to audiobooks. That's the only chance I get to read novels. Good ones, right? Not junky novels, but good ones, like historical novels. I love those. So yeah, and I'm actually very happy when there's traffic, because I can listen to more of the story. So that's another one that will increase your patience because you're enjoying yourself. That's why, right? We can be patient when we're comfortable, when we're enjoying where we are, and that's a decision we can make, right? You make that decision. Do I want to be annoyed or not? And if I don't want to be annoyed, I will find a way to not be annoyed. And that way can be, as I suggest, listening to some enjoyable thing on your earbuds, right? Okay, another one, number 4 we're up to, is mindful eating. Yes, because when you eat, well, a lot of us, again, this is where stress plays such an important part in our life, because when we're stressed, we tend to gobble our food down. Plus we eat junk, right? Because we stop at the, I don't know, McDonald's. Of course, I never did that, but maybe you do. Stop at a McDonald's or wherever, and Taco Bell or what, I don't know, whatever these places are, and you get some fast food, and that's right away is not good for your body-mind continuum. No, no, no. Try to avoid that as much as possible, and make a salad the night before you go to work and take it to work the next day, and you'll be a lot healthier. But we've spoken about all that stuff before. But when I say mindful eating, what I'm also referring to is the idea of eating slowly. I have a grandson who wolfs down his food. I mean, before everybody else has gotten served at the table, he's already done. He's like, he just snorts it down and is gone. And I say to him, honey, slow down and enjoy your food. Chew it, enjoy the flavor, the taste, the sensation of the food. Really, allow your senses to be fully engaged. And I think that part of the problem with when we wolf down our food is that we're not in the moment. We're thinking about what we have to do next. And again, that's where stress comes in, because you're not being present to what's going on at this moment so that you can enjoy it and really find happiness in this very moment. Because that's where, patience is all about that idea of being in the moment. And really having the whole full experience of what's going on, and not just one little tiny facet of it that we hook into and then we discount everything else, right? Okay, so mindful eating, eat slowly, eat consciously, eat and enjoy the food, right? Okay, number 5. I've mentioned this before a couple of weeks ago in our talk here, because this is number 8 in our patient series, and but I want to repeat it because it's so important, and that is to listen. I mean, really listen to whomever you're speaking with. Let them finish a sentence before you jump in. I know that's hard to do. We're all so, we want to get it. We want to tell them now. And that is just, first of all, it's disrespectful, I think. Let the person finish their thought. Besides, you might actually learn something from what they're trying to tell you if you listen. So you're depriving yourself of that opportunity. Because we think we know what that person's going to say, and that's why or maybe we just, maybe we do, and maybe we don't. Maybe we don't care. We just want to say whatever it is we want to say. In any of those cases, that's not really a conversation that's meaningful. And therefore, it's not going to build your patience ability, because what that does is it alienates you more from your sense of patience. And so you don't want to do that, okay? Listen and learn. Okay, the last one, 6 for today. I mean, there are many more, and I've talked about them over the last 8 weeks, but I just want to kind of consolidate them today. And this last one is really about part of that. Again, part of our busyness and all of that is that we're doing this and we're doing that. We start this and then we rush over here and then we go over there, because then the phone rings, and then and we're like bopping around from one place to another, and we aren't able to zoom in on any one particular task at a time. Multitasking, I'm talking about, right? And that is detrimental to your peace and patience, right? You wouldn't be multitasking if you were patiently focusing on this specific task now and getting it complete, right? I'm doing this discussion to you. I'm not rushing over here and there and doing it. I'm right here with you right now. And so that is single focus. That builds your patient's ability to say, I'm going to complete this task and before I go off and do the next thing. Now I know it's impossible to maintain that in every aspect of everything that we do, and I get it. I mean, I was finishing up my notes for this and making lunch at the same time, so I had to go and turn on the toaster oven, and then I came back and I finished it. But I had basically had it all done and just had to, clean up a few things. So yeah, we're gonna do some things in conjunction with other things, pretty much in tandem, and that's not wrong. But if you find yourself constantly rushing around and never completing anything, in its entirety before you have to run off and do something else, that might be a signal that you're moving too fast. You're not being good to yourself. You're not. This is not being good to yourself because you're putting extra stress on you needlessly, right? Just change our thinking about how we do our tasks can make a huge difference. So try to cut down on the multitasking, all right? All right, so next week, I am going to finish our discussion on patience, and I'm going to talk about the supreme linchpin of developing your patient's ability, which really ties into everything else we've discussed over this last couple of months. So that's what's in store for next week. And as I always say, please share this if you found it useful with other people. And join my Calm Creative Joyful for the Busy Business Woman Facebook group page, and come and share your expertise and your thoughts and your concerns, and enjoy there the guided meditation that I have, the affirmation that's there on Mondays, and this Facebook Live, which is always there on Fridays. So you can see all of those things and ask questions, do whatever you want. Yeah, and that would be great. So, because I'm here for you. I'm here because that's what I see as my ultimate reason for being, raison d'être, as they say in Gay Paris. Is to be of service. When you get to my age, you really want to share some of the wisdom that you've gained over many years, and with all the bumps and the falls and the mistakes that I've made down these many long pathways to this present moment, I've learned a thing or two, so I like to share those things. All right, so here we go. Have a beautiful weekend, beautiful week ahead. And please remember, everything begins with a thought. So watch those thoughts and get rid of the ones that are hurting you, okay? All right, great. See you next time. Bye-bye.